Grand Rising, good living, top of the sunrise to you. I hope everybody is well in mind, body, and spirit. Eyes, ears, and nose, 10 fingers, and 10 toes. So, I come to you on Thursday following a conversation that I had with an old work comrade of mine in the military. Been a while since we had talked. He's just a busy dude. He's gotten promoted through the ranks. They've just thrown a whole bunch of stuff at him. And that's usually par for the course. And when you're good at what you do, they throw more work and responsibility. That's a good problem to have. Be that as it may, it just expressed to me, just filling in from our last convo a while back, that he was going through a lot of life situations that, quite frankly, drastically more important than the things that were being piled on his plate. So he found himself at a crossroads of sorts in regards to how to deal with it properly while maintaining his own, dare I say, sanity. And a lot of us that are purposeful men, passionate about what we do, about providing for our families and about leaving a legacy for our families, we realize there's certain innate sacrifices that just come as a job hazard. But job hazard or not, still doesn't negate the fact and negate the necessity for taking care of yourself. So how exactly do you do that if you're not used to taking care of yourself? What does it mean to take care of yourself? What does that look like to take care of yourself? And all of us have to answer that question individually based on our given situations, based on what we have on our plate, based on our obligations, etc., etc. So talking to him and listening to him, more importantly, it was just a reminder of my time in the military. And this is a fellow that I met a few years back. And, you just run across people. You ever run across people where, you don't know them from a box of rocks or a can of worms. But maybe you've seen them from afar. You've observed from afar, and you just like the way they do business. You just like the way they go about how they treat people and how they grind in their day and how they interact with people and how they are just able to make things happen for the mission and for the purposes of the company. And so that was kind of the situation with he and I. And, we just built this very strong brotherhood, and we're not besties or anything like that. And originally it started being more of a, I don't want to say no bromance and get it twisted, ain't nothing like that. But just a real solid dude as far as the work. And the more and more we saw each other operate in these spaces, we had more of a profound respect for each other, just as men, just on the principle and the strength of just being a man and going about our daily business. With that, it also reminded me of a lot of the challenges that I endured when I was in the military, and I was grinding and trying to come up through the ranks and trying to make a name for myself, specifically through the senior enlisted ranks. And oftentimes, things get imbalanced. Oftentimes, your work-life balance isn't the most clean and pristine. Sometimes that's by design. Sometimes we're a little ambitious, too ambitious for our own good. Sometimes that's just how things play out. But hearing this story, and hearing some of the life challenges he's had to go through and how to process those challenges in regards to his burgeoning career. And that's always that's always kind of a catch-22. That's always a catch-22. So we had some great dialogue, some great questions, and great rebuttals from one another in regards to how to achieve that balance. Is there a such thing as maintaining a rhythm, and how does that play into balance? How does that play into time prioritization and management and things of that nature? How does that play into taking care of ourselves? So one thing that came to mind in addition to all of that was and is and continues to be the necessity of having a tribe, right? Having other people in your line of sight that you can trust, and having people in your line of sight that can help you adjust your balance, help you correct when maybe you're unable to do that within yourself. Because it's hard, especially when you're so ingrained into the situation. You don't always see how imbalanced you are. You don't see the type of things that you may be dropping, or the commitments, or certain relationships, or your own personal goals, your own bucket list, if you will. So it really underlined the need to have a tribe. And this is what I do it for. I do it for, number one, I do it for me because I feel like it's needed and it's warranted. And this is, again, if you heard me say it once, you heard me say it 1,000 times. This is an extension of my therapy. And that's just one of the principles. If you ever want to, you ever want to pull yourself out of a situation, you pay it forward and you help someone else, and hopefully along the way that compassion and empathy that you assisted them with will return to you twofold. So the need for a tribe. But men like us need men like us. Men like us who are ambitious, who have a ruthless pursuit of progression and development, and for furthering our careers and our families and loved ones. It's well needed. It's definitely needed in these times. Iron sharpens iron, right? That's the old adage, okay? But how do you sharpen iron if you allow your iron and your blade to dull by not putting yourself in the environment to be sharpened? Just saying. So they go hand in hand. So you can only do so much on your own. And as men, a lot of times, again, we're fixers. We try to fix things. But what do you do when you can't fix your own stuff, right? What do you do when you just lack the tools, or you lack the savvy, or you just lack the motivation and inspiration to do that on your own? This is where your circle of influence comes into play. This is why we need to have a tribe. That's why we need to have people like us and men like us to be able to assist and be able to educate and correct, if necessary, men like us. So, as you go forward in your day and go forward throughout the rest of this week, do your assessments. Who's in your circle of influence? Who's in your sphere of influence that you can rely on as a man to sharpen your blade, to help you sharpen your blade, to make you better, to make you see things clearly and distinctly, and put things into perspective for you in order for you to be a better you. Because ultimately that's what it's all about, is being a better you. And once you become a better you, you become in the forefront and the linchpin and the tip of the spear and the head of the family that is ordained by God, and oftentimes scoffed at in our current society at times, then you can continue to lay the foundation for your family, your loved ones, and everyone that's within your purview and your reach. So, that being said, I would like for you to remember, we have the power to change our situations. when we have faith as a catalyst. As always, keep swimming, keep building.